Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I am going to be previewing the upcoming match between the Highlanders and the Hurricanes that is going to be played at Forsyth Barr Stadium on Friday night. But if you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, let's get right into this preview. Right, so like I said, this match is going to be played at Forsyth Barr Stadium, 7:05 kickoff on Friday night. It is our first Friday night game for a couple weeks, and it is going to be a very exciting matchup between the Highlanders and the Hurricanes. The last time these two sides met at Forsyth Barr, it was round 10 of Super Rugby Aotearoa 2020. And in the end, the Highlanders were able to get the win 38 points to 21. It was a very good match to watch as well, and hopefully this one is going to be the same. But there have been a few changes to both sides' lineups, so I will quickly run through those again for you guys. I did a lineups video a little bit earlier in the day, and yeah, there are a couple little surprises in here, and it will be interesting to see if they can have an impact in this one and possibly be able to get their side the win. We will start with the home team, which is the Highlanders for this one. So looking at the forward pack for them, they have got De Groot in the number 1 jersey, Dixon at 2, and then 3 is going to be Tokolahi. So the props for this match haven't changed since the last one. Ash Dixon will be starting rather than Liam Coltman. Those two kind of just rotate, and also we have seen how effective a rolling maul can be in this year's Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, so maybe that is why Ash Dixon will be starting this one, trying to get the rolling maul going early. The Hurricanes coming off the loss to the Chiefs, they may be at their most vulnerable at the start of this match, unless of course it has gone the other way, and maybe they will be extra fired up for the start of this one because they will not be wanting to lose to this Highlanders side. Now I will move to the locks for this match. It is going to be Bryn Evans and also Pari Parkinson, both men getting their first starts of the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. It will be interesting to see how quickly they can adjust to the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. I know that Pari Parkinson played in a friendly match between the Highlanders and the Crusaders, him alongside the likes of Solomon Alaimalo, Nihi Milner-Skudder. So they have got a lot of talent, the Highlanders, and now they are going to be slowly trying to add a few more of those fellas into the side and see how they can do. And maybe if they play well enough, they will secure their spot in that starting lineup for the weeks to come. Next, looking at the loose forwards, Shannon Frizzell, Billy Harmon, Marino Makali too. Those are 3 pretty strong men to have as your loose forwards, and we have seen so far in this competition, Marino Makali too, off the back of the scrum, is looking dangerous. That is a little battle in this match that I am looking forward to. Is going to be scrum time. We saw in the match between the Crusaders and the Blues, both having very strong fullbacks. They were battling it out in the scrums in that first half, and I am hoping we will get to see a very closely contested scrum here. But Marino Makali too, off the back of that scrum, could be very dangerous for the Highlanders. Shannon Frizzell, he has started his Super Rugby Aotearoa competition pretty well, already scoring 2 tries, and he will be wanting to add to that in this match against the Hurricanes, of course. Next is halfback Aaron Smith is going to be starting this one. Falau Fakatava off the bench has been looking pretty strong, and they are going to be starting Aaron Smith for that experience. And also, I feel like there will be a little bit of a kicking game played in this match for some reason, but then at the same time it could also go the other way, just be an all-out running battle between these sides. But I feel like the box kick of Aaron Smith might be putting the Hurricanes under a bit of pressure. I can imagine him putting it high, Geordie Barrett committing to that one, and then maybe it ends up in the Highlanders' hands, and then they use that back line out to Jonah Nariki or Vahakolo on the wings, and they might be able to score the try that way. Then at number 10, it is going to be Mitch Hunt for this one. I said in my lineups video that him and Josh Ioane at the moment have kind of just been swapping between fullback and also first 5, and for this one, it is going to be Josh Ioane in that number 15 jersey. So maybe that is a little bit strategic, but the kicking game of the Highlanders should be relatively strong with Josh Ioane and also Mitch Hunt as an option, as well as Aaron Smith off the back of the ruck if necessary. Then we move to number 11. I mentioned him earlier on, Jonah Nariki. He is back in that Highlanders jersey. The knee injury a couple matches ago did look like it was possibly going to make him miss a few more games, but luckily it wasn't as serious as we first thought. So now he is going to be back on that left wing position. He is second top when it comes to the try scorers at the moment. He got all 3 of his in the one match. Leading at the moment for try scorers, it is Cody Taylor. So Jonah Nariki will be wanting to overtake him once again, and maybe even be able to pick himself up another hat trick against this Hurricane side. But then in the centres, it is going to be Seo Tompkinson and also Michael Collins. Seo Tompkinson so far in the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition has shown that he is willing to put his body on the line. And then you've also got Michael Collins, who from the appearances that we have seen in the competition so far, he seems to have quite good vision when it comes to that back line. And he will be trying to set up either Jonah Nariki or Vahakolo, whoever is on his wing. And then I have mentioned him already a few times in this video. It is Freedom Vahakolo. He is going to be on the right wing for the Highlanders. His first appearance of the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, and I am very excited to see what he can do in that number 14 jersey for this one. Now we will move to the Hurricanes, and I feel like there is a big name in and also a big name out, which I will talk about throughout this one. Numia is going to be starting in that number 1 jersey. Then it is going to be Dane Coles, who is going to be starting in that number 2 jersey. His first appearance of the Super Rugby Aotearoa 2021 competition, Dane Coles. It was rumoured that he may have been retiring from New Zealand rugby or possibly going overseas, but I feel like Dane Coles, he loves the physicality side of the New Zealand competition. Of course, he has picked up quite a few injuries over the years, so I am hoping that he will be fine throughout the rest of the season, but he is going to be strong in that number 2 jersey. Because of the injury of Asafa Mua as well, it means that it was the perfect time for Coles to be coming back in, and maybe he will be able to pick himself up 1 or 2 off the back of the rolling maul of the Hurricanes. Because so far throughout the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, I think we are at the stage of about 12 or so tries so far have been scored by the number 2. The hookers in these sides have been scoring flat out, and I have a feeling that that may be able to continue in this match between the Hurricanes and the Highlanders. Then in the number 3 jersey for this one, it is going to be once again Tyrell Lomax. Then we move to number 4, and it is going to be Scott Scrafton. It is good to see him back. He picked up an ankle injury, I believe it was, very early on in his Super Rugby Aotearoa campaign, so it is good to see him back. And then in the number 5 jersey, it is going to be Isaiah Walker-Leawera, who I felt had a very good game in the match against the Chiefs, so hopefully he will be able to do the same up against this Highlanders side. And they have got 2 new locks as well, the Highlanders, so maybe there could be quite a good wee battle between Evans and Parkinson and Scrafton and Walker-Leawera. Then we move to the loose forwards, and I am noticing a little bit of a trend, and that is the fact that I always say that the loose forwards in these matches will be key. It is going to be Prinsep, Karefi and Savia. Those 3 together, you'd say, are a very strong loose forwards trio, and they are going to have to be, because they are going to be up against Frizzell Harmon and Mikaeli too. Artie Savia off the back of the scrum compared to Marino Mikaeli too. Who is going to be able to get the better of that one? We will have to wait and see. And tell you what, I am very glad this game is going to be on Friday night. I don't think I would have been able to wait an extra day, because these matches so far in the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition have just been very awesome to watch, and hopefully that trend will continue throughout the rest of the rounds of the competition. And then we have got ourselves a final that at this stage looks like more than likely it will be the Crusaders in that number 1 position. And the big question here is who is going to be able to finish in second place. There are still plenty of games left, so the Hurricanes, even though they haven't won a game yet, there is still a small chance that maybe they will be able to make it into that final, but they are going to have to work hard for it, and they are going to have to start their winning streak here up against the Highlanders. Then number 9, it is going to be Luke Campbell, followed by number 10, Auburn Ledger. 2 men who got the start in the last match up against the Chiefs. Overall, had a decent performance. Luke Campbell in the number 9 jersey, he did start with a few handling errors, but then from there, he was able to score the try, and I feel like that kind of settled the nerves a little bit. Of course, there is a lot of pressure on those younger guys because of the fact, I always mention it, but Perenara leaving the Hurricanes, that has left that big gap, and they are all wanting to fill it so that they can be the starting halfback for the Hurricanes, and they have got Tamatene on the bench as well, who will be coming on late in this match. Then we move to number 11, Salisi Rayasi. Very good game for him in the last match up against the Chiefs as well. Picked up the double, and he will be wanting to do the same in this match. He just looked like with that acceleration that he has, he is going to be a handful for any defender who is going to be marking him. Also the strength. The man has got a lot of it. He was able to just hang on to the ball with one hand while a couple of defenders were trying to tackle him, trying to pick the next option. He has got a very strong offload game, and I feel like that's one of those things that in this match, both backlines, they are going to probably be looking for a lot of offloads, because with those offloads, we have seen in the past games that they can create opportunities to be able to score, and I feel like this game is going to be one of those ones that has got quite a few points scored. I'm thinking maybe we will get to see around 50 points between these two sides. I think it will be back and forth, and I think it will be a very good match to watch. Then the centres, Ngāti Laumape and Billy Proctor. Solid centre duo between those two. Ngāti Laumape, he has been looking very busy throughout the first few matches of Super Rugby Aotearoa, looking like he is going to be running with the ball hard when he does get it. Also making quite a few tackles, making good decisions when it comes to choosing who to go to in that back line. And Billy Proctor, he has been solid as well in that midfield, and I am excited to see Tompkinson and Collins versus the two Hurricanes. So yeah, those two in the centres could be key for the Hurricanes backline. Then on their outside, it is going to be Wes Houston in the number 14 jersey. No sign of the bust this week, Julian Savia. He is not even on the bench for this one, but Wes Houston, a very quick individual, and it will be the battle between Wes Houston and Jonah Ariki. So that one could be a very exciting one to watch. It will be the quick feet of both of them, the pace of the two as well, running at each other. It could be a little bit of a chess match between those two, and it will be interesting to see who will be able to get maybe the checkmate in that situation. Then number 15 is going to be Geordie Barrett once again. Has been having a good Super Rugby Aotearoa so far, Geordie Barrett, and he will be hoping to have an impact in that number 15 jersey. He has got a monstrous boot, Geordie Barrett, and he will be wanting to use it up against these Highlanders boys, because I feel like if he can push them back into the 22, then the options for that rolling maul straight away become a factor, because if the Highlanders are put under pressure having to kick it out, and it goes just outside of the 22, the Hurricanes would be loving that every day of the week, because then they can start their rolling maul, and then they've got the backline option as well if the maul does stop. So I am interested to see how often Geordie Barrett goes to that long boot in this match. So those are the starting lineups for both sides. Now I will move to the reserves, and looking at these reserve benches, you would almost say the Highlanders have probably got the stronger bench. They have got Himino having his first appearance for the Highlanders, so it will be interesting to see how he goes. Also, for those backs, so they have got Whakatava, they have got Thomas Umaga Jensen, and then they have got Connor Garden Bishop. And those three, I feel, can really have an impact off the bench for the Highlanders in this one. But then we have got the exciting matchup that could be Thomas Umaga Jensen versus Peter Umaga Jensen. Both men are sitting in the number 22 jerseys for their sides. Are we going to see the two brothers running at each other later on in this match? Could be an exciting matchup as well. See who is going to be the better Umaga Jensen brother on the day. But both benches, they have still got quite a few players on both. Devon Flanders is one that's standing out for me a little bit for the Hurricanes. He came off the bench in the last match against the Chiefs, and just you could see straight away that he was going to be giving it 110%, and that is exactly what you want from someone off the bench. You want them to be giving it their all, because I feel like this one could actually have the potential of being decided very late in the second half, like the match between the Hurricanes and the Chiefs was. I just feel like these two sides, they will be able to rack up quite a few points and possibly have the match decided in the last 10 minutes. I think it will be back and forth between these two sides, and I think that is why I'm so excited for it. I think both sides will have their moment in this match, and it will be whoever plays the better rugby on the day at Forsyth Barr will be able to win this one. Both sides have got a good player in the number 16 jersey, Liam Coleman, and also Ricky Riccatelli. Like I mentioned earlier, the number 2s in these matches so far for Super Rugby Aotearoa have been picking up a lot of tries off that rolling maul, and I feel like that will be exactly what both sides are going to be trying to do. We have seen that it has been a very useful tool in a lot of matches so far, and I don't think this match will be any different. But with that, I think that is almost going to be the end of this preview. I feel like I may have to do a part 2, because I don't actually think I got through everything that I was planning to say, so maybe I will release a part 2 a little bit closer to kickoff. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy and you are excited for this match, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new as well, and I will see you all in the next one.